Well, it was going well. God damn it.
Hello, I'm Riley. Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different in today's video, and that is I'm gonna be showing you guys the process of how I put together I think the correct term is vivarium, a bioactive terrarium for my pet gecko. And I thought I'd introduce you guys to my gecko. He's right here. He's still in his old cage right now. I'm filming this after I've done the whole vivarium build, because it's still getting situated and everything, and the cleanup crews are still getting settled. The plants are still getting settled, and I want to be sure that the silicone that's on the background is completely smell free. So I guess I'll go into a bit of backstory on why I have a gecko. Back, I think maybe during like COVID times, maybe before that, I don't know, it's been a long time, I got really into watching like exotic pet owner videos on YouTube. Specifically, I remember I really liked Taylor Nicole Dean, her videos, and Tyler Ruggie, I think is his name. I think Taylor Nicole Dean, she stopped making videos. I think she got sober. I heard something, I don't know. And she's making videos again, maybe, I'm not sure. And then Tyler Ruggie, I think he makes videos sometimes, but I think he like I think he breeds crested geckos now. So anyways, but I used to watch their videos all the time, and others too that I can't remember, but they are kind of what exposed me to exotic pets in general, but crested geckos specifically. I didn't know that those existed before I saw these videos, and they are known to be like a good beginner exotic pet, or like a good beginner reptile, which like my brother still does have a turtle that lives at his house, and I took care of it for summer, and I used to have hermit crabs all the time as a kid, and fish, so I love animals. I've always wanted a pet. And so one day I was like, after I got my big girl job and lived in my own apartment, I was like, I'm gonna get a gecko, and no one can tell me no. I have free will and my own money, so I'm gonna do what I want with it. Also, mind you, I'm referring to him as him. His name is Mushu. When I got him, he wasn't old enough for his sex to be identified, so once he got old enough and I identified it, I had already been calling him he, and then I found out he was a girl, or he had female reproductive parts, and I said, oh, so he's technically a female. However, he just has masculine energy most of the time. When you're in a Who's Woker contest and your competition is someone with a gender fluid gecko. But regardless, we refer to him as he, and his name is Mushu, which is named after the male dragon from Mulan. Not that Mushu couldn't be a feminine name too, but anyways, what was I saying? Oh, got him Josh's Frogs. I've had him for, I don't know, 2 years maybe, and he needed a terrarium upgrade. He is outgrowing his current one, and he needs more space. I'm dying to get him a new tank. He doesn't love being held. I'm gonna pull him out and show him to you guys, because what fun would a video about my gecko be without seeing my gecko? If you care about what kind of, I think it's called a morph he is, I will insert the real one, but I need to find it in like my past orders from Josh's Frogs or something. I think he's like something flame. He's awake. Okay. We just aren't gonna let him jump. So this is Mushu. That's my little guy. Woo! Okay. You can see he's quite yellow. Oh my god, okay. I don't want him to lose his tail, but that's him. I'm gonna put him back in because he's jumping everywhere. I don't wanna. I'll insert some pictures of him, but I didn't want him to jump, and like my dog is in here. I don't want her to like gobble him up, so we're gonna be careful. He's like a yellowy, goldy color. most time, but then, you know, when he, what's it called? Gets fires up, is that what it is? Flares up, like after he like sheds, or, you know, when he first wakes up, sometimes he'll be like a more like rich orangey color. And when he was a baby, he was like really orangey, reddish, reddy orange, which I'll insert a picture of that too. But I think his color is something flame, some stripe flame, something like that, which I don't really care about that kind of thing, you know, like as long as, you know what I mean? Like, so I get it, it's cool and you can collect them if they look cool, but I just wanted a gecko. I didn't care what they looked like. I think I mentioned in the video everything that I used to do this, but if you want like a list, I can probably put that in the description. Most of it was on Amazon and also Josh's Frogs. Not sponsored, but hey, Josh's Frogs, if you want to. They're a really good place to get little critters if you're interested. And by the way, this is not like a hey, you should get a crested gecko, but like you should. But if you do, and this is true for any animal, I do this whenever I get an animal, you need to do lots of research into what goes into their care and, you know, their habitat and their feeding, and if they need to be at a certain temperature or humidity and things like that. So you don't just go and buy one. Like, you need to prepare, which is true for any animal. But, you know, it's one of those things where like you go to the store and you get a betta fish and put it in a bowl and you're like, and that's just not enough. You know, it's like, it's one of those. But I would recommend them as a pet. Like, they're really chill, really cool. They just, you know, you can feed them live crickets and stuff sometimes. So here is the process of me. I go on a journey through this process, okay? So I have fun with that. By the way, PSA, this is not a tutorial. This is not a how-to. This is just a join me as I do this, and you can probably laugh at me and watch me struggle kind of thing, okay? This is not, do not do it. I mean, if you could get inspired maybe, but don't follow my directions because they're probably wrong. And I've watched so many videos and read so many Reddit posts about how, like, what other people did and what kinds of things and materials people used to build their own. And because I'll tell you guys, his first, I don't know if I have pictures of it, but his very first cage that he was in, I DIY'd it, because when they're babies, you're not supposed to put them in too big of a cage because they won't be able to find their food, and you're not supposed to put them on too much dirt because they could, like, it could hurt them or they could eat it or something, I don't know. So he was in two like containers that were zip tied together, and I cut out the bottom of one and put like a mesh on top for like airflow, and like paper towels and like a stick and like a little plant in there, in this one, like it was like this big. And he was in that until he got too big for that, and then I moved him into a, I don't know how big that is, 12 by something by 18, 24, I don't know, something like that. And then I just wanted him to have more space. I wanted him to be able to jump and climb and live his best gecko life. Also, one fun thing about crested geckos is they have the eyelashes, you know? So you would think he'd have feminine energy. He does not. Because men always have the most voluptuous eyelashes ever. Undeservedly, by the way. So, you know, I want my next exotic pet, eventually, not anytime soon, but I want one of the Pac-Man frogs that just kind of like sit and look cool. I want one of those, and they're so cool, and I love frogs. So I would love to have poison dart frogs. One day I saw someone building a vivarium, a video of that, and oh my god, they're so cool. They're so cool. Anyways,
All right, gang. We're gonna do the first step, which is put some silicone on the back. Hold on. Hold for plane. Not now, helicopter. Not the time, helicopter. This is 100% silicone. But this is just gonna go in the back so that the spray foam has stuff to stick to, which I don't know if it's actually necessary, but like I've watched so many videos of different people doing custom backgrounds and such. So some people do this and some people don't, and some people even leave it wet and then put the spray foam on top. But I'm gonna put this on the edges because there's some parts in the back that like that are exposed to the air, and then I'm gonna just spread it around the back and have it dry. Enjoy, I guess. This is also really old silicone. I have a different bottle that I'm gonna use to cover it. So yeah, I guess we'll just maybe I'll start with the corners. Uh-oh. Do we think the lid is broken? Do you think it's dried up? Hold on. I need to go see if I can open this somewhere. Okay, so I cut off the lid and it's dried there, so I just cut off the bottom and we'll see how this goes. Because this doesn't need to be precise. I'm just gonna put it in the back and kind of use my gloved finger to like run it up and down to like seal up these edges. Probably should have gloves on both hands, but we're kind of just going for it. Silicone is crazy. It feels so cool, actually. And I'm just gonna spread some around. I'm just gonna like squirt the rest out, maybe. Just spread some around the back to give some texture. You know, it's like when you're doing your nails and or when you're putting on like fake nails with like gel X, you know what I'm saying? And you have to buff the back of the fake nail so that the gel has something to adhere to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna texture up the back a bit with the silicone because this is what people on all the forums that I've been on and Reddit and YouTube said was a good idea. Okay, I have silicone all over my hands, so I need to go wash that. Also, if anyone cares about specs, I got this. This is an Reptizoo tank that I got from, I got it for Christmas. My mom gave it to me. It was like 200 bucks, I think. It was from, I think I got it from Amazon. And this size for 200 bucks is crazy price. So I was a little bit concerned about the quality, but I mean, it came with nothing broken, and putting it together wasn't so bad. I believe it is 24 by 18 by 36. I want to say so. It comes up to like my like hip height. So it's way bigger than his current tank, and I'm so excited. He's gonna love it. Hope he doesn't lose his food. But okay, well, I'm gonna let this set for probably like 24 hours, maybe less, depending on when my stuff comes in the mail. But all right, y'all. I'm sorry if you can't hear me very well. The washer's on. It's being very loud right now. But this is the setup. We have moved inside because it is raining. It is like it's been 2 days since I did the silicone. I had to wait for I had to wait for this stuff to come in the mail. We had a bunch of Amazon gift cards, so I ordered a bunch of this stuff on Amazon. We got for Christmas, and this is what I needed for the background, and it like got delayed and it was delivered after everything else, so I couldn't start until now. It's just frustrating, but here we are. Because I was hoping to do it before it rained today, but we just moved inside, and I hope that's okay because I think like silicone, you need a well ventilated space, but I don't know if I read the back and I didn't see that as a warning, so we're gonna go with it. But yes, we got that. We've got some dry coconut shaving, those things, for the background, but we won't be using that until tomorrow. I've got some driftwood, I've got my hydro balls, I've got some plants, I've got some pots, I've got a window screen for separate the hydro balls from the substrate, which I got from Josh's Frogs. I've got 2 of the 10 quart bags, and then 1 of the like 4 quart bags. And then we've got our bioactive booster, and then I've got some new bowls and leaf litter, also from Josh's Frogs. And then I've got my springtails and ice pods. And just some like bend a branch do some climbing stuff, and gloves, and cork bark for the background. So today's task is to design the background and get it all stuck in there with our pond and stone. I've got a plastic tarp down just in case, you know. Alright, I think the hardest part is going to be figuring out where I want to put everything on the background. But that's also kind of the most fun part. So obviously we need to leave this 6-inch area free of background because that's where the substrate's gonna go. So basically all the part that's siliconed is gonna be background. So I've got 2 pots here that I definitely want to put in. I have a pothos that I want to put in this one that is gonna like hang down. So I probably want to put that a little higher. And then for this one, I just have like a little, I don't even know what it is. It's like, it's in his tank right now, or in his terrarium right now. So why are we rolling like that is the question. Hello? Or under there on both sides, because I have a tall palm plant that I'm gonna put like probably in like the back corner. So yeah, I think that's probably good for the potters. And then I've got 3 of these like tunnel things. I contemplated like cutting one in half to get like flat pieces of cork bark back there. I don't know how that would work, so I'm gonna just try. He loves Mushu, my gecko. He loves hiding in things. Like he likes to like dig in the ground and such. So I want to give him as many places to do that as possible. I definitely want to do one that's closer down here that he can just get in. And then I might just put one on the ground. I'm just gonna get everything in there and then see where I want to put it. This cork bark is kind of like, I don't want him to get like hurt in there. Do we think I should like clean it out a little bit? Give it more space? Or do we think that we should cut this one? I feel like if we cut this one in half, that could be good flats. So maybe let's do that. I don't really know what to use for that. Because is it literally just like made of cork? Like should I literally just cut it with scissors? Or should I just like rip it? Oh, okay. So yeah, I feel like we can just make a bunch of little rounds out of it. I'm gonna do it over the trash can though. There's lots of little pieces are coming out. What if we like used it almost like put sphagnum moss in here and put a plant on it? Or put it like this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Dirt everywhere. Good thing I put this thing down. Alright, so we've got some like little pieces and we've got the whole thing. So I think, well, maybe I need to clean this one out. I'm thinking we put this one just like on the ground and then this one on the wall. So, and then this one can have plants in it, and then these can just be throughout just for like extra texture. I don't know. This looks so stupid. But, because this one's a little bit heavier. And then I've got like these, which could probably, I was thinking, to go on the wall to use as like ledges or like things for him to climb on. I don't know. Does that look stupid? I feel like that looks stupid. Another option is to like put this like out and connect it over here. You know what I'm saying? Or do that with like this. Maybe we do like this and then have like this over here. Something like that. So like what if we put this here, plant there, and then what if we like put this one like that for like plants? Could that be cool? I think that could be cool. Okay, before we stick these down, I'm gonna clean this out a little bit. Alright, I mean, after you spray the spray foam, I can move it around a little bit more too. It's not a big deal. It's supposed to snow today. That was the original weather, but it's like 40 degrees out. Like, it's not gonna snow. Okay, let me read the directions on this sheet. Failure to follow all directions can result in injury or death. Great. Alright, let me put gloves on. Gloves? Like an exam? Firmly screw the straw onto valve system. Ugh. Ensure straw is fully seated on the valve system to prevent leakage. Feels firmly seated to me. Tell me to wear protective eyewear. Do you think that's... Maybe I'll just go get some. I do have some. Right. This is different than the spray foam I used when I did this last time. I'm sure it works the same. Press and release trigger slowly if pressing on straw or forcing the gap support with opposite hand. So we think I just... Oh! Okay. That's great. Alright. So... Oh, okay. I don't want it to look like poopy, you know what I mean? Am I about to run out? Oh no, is this empty? No way. No way. I think I need more of this.
Oh no.
I think they have it at Ace Hardware. That's the closest one to us.
I have no idea.
I know you can get it at a hardware store.
Well then, yeah, I mean, maybe.
Okay,
Ace is right down the road.
Yeah. Okay. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. Well, that's going well. God damn it. Alright. I'm back with a new bottle. Mina, I think you should go away. Okay, I know I was gonna put the other one on the side, but now I'm thinking I don't know if I'll be able to because gravity. Maybe I could just set it like that in there and like set something. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, maybe we'll just stick it to the side like that. And then but is it gonna stay like that? Ah, frick. No, it's not. Alright, I need something to hold it. And I don't know what that's gonna be. Oh shit, I didn't put the... Okay. I guess that's good. I don't know. Let me get some acetone to clean up some edges.
A few moments later.
Let's see if it's gonna work right there. Get that off. Just clean up the glass a little bit. Yeah. What could I use? Tape? I feel like tape could work. Okay, well I can't find my other tape, so we're using Scotch tape and gonna hope for the best. Alright, let's get it into position. Well, I'm gonna let this dry till tomorrow probably.
5 hours later.
So one video I watched said they started cutting off excess of the spray foam before like it was completely cured because it just like came off easier. And the thing says to use a serrated knife. Let's see if we can't do a little something here. Honestly, like, don't mind this texture because it looks like rocky, but I think the silicone doesn't stick as well to like the like shiny aspect. So I mean, this half did get to dry longer because I had to go to the store in between. Okay, I think that's good for now. I think I'll let that side dry a little bit more and then clean this stuff up. So, I'll be back when I do that side. Alright, it is the next day. I carved off some more of the spray foam last night on that side after it had cured for longer. I might do a couple little touch-ups with a smaller knife in areas that I couldn't really get to before I do the silicone, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Boyfriend will get mad at me if I use his good knives on this, so we're gonna go with this one and see if it works. You know what I am gonna do? I'm gonna get a pencil and stick it through the bottom holes in here so that when I water the plants that are in there, water can come out. Okay, I might just, if I can, start on the silicone because I don't know. I don't really know what all this is gonna do. So I have this bucket of not corn husk, what's it called? Cocoa fiber that I just crumbled up. You want it, if you're putting this straight into silicone, you're gonna want it like as dry as possible. So if you have one of those blocks of cocoa fiber, you need to wet it like a couple days before so it can dry. Mine is like was like an old one, and so it just kind of just crumbled apart dry in my hands. That is what we have, and then I'm gonna crumble up some vivarium moss into it as well. I'm really not looking forward to the silicone. I think I'm gonna wear a mask because I don't like the smell. And you're supposed to use it in like a ventilated area, and it is not a ventilated area. I mean, the doors, I could just open the doors right there. I could just open it. And I might if it gets too strong, but there's also a window in the kitchen that I could open. Okay, so I might just crack open this window over here. This is the silicone I have. It's 100% silicone, which is what you're supposed to use so that, there's nothing like toxic in it for the gecko. And I think this is just clear. You can use whatever color you want, but I mean, I'm just gonna put dirt in it and it's gonna be brown, so it doesn't really matter the color. I've seen people use black to go with the black background if you like that lava rock look. So yeah, that's what we're gonna use. And I didn't know that you had to get like a special tool to make it come out. I was like, oh, you could definitely just squeeze this. No, no, you can't. So I got this. It's called an anvil, or it's a caulk gun technically. I think Anvil might be the brand. Yeah, the Anvil is the brand. And I don't know how to use it. So you can learn with me. Let me read the directions. Let's see. Remove dirt, grease, moisture, soap, residue, and old caulk from the area to be sealed. Use backer rod for blah blah blah. Okay. Using caulk gun, apply sealant into gap. Okay, so sealant beads should not be thicker than. I'm just gonna go for it. Let's see. Let's see if I can't figure this out. I'm assuming you have to back this up because that little circles part has to go into here, and that's what pushes it out. You like when you pull the lever, it pushes that farther into the tube to get the silicone out. Spout cutter. Oh, that's nice. You can stick that in and it'll cut the spout. Really? I don't want to do it yet. So I feel like this like locks it. Oh, okay. So I think what you do is you press this down and pull. Oh my god, I did it. Okay. And then we're gonna put this in there. And oh my god, it did work. Okay. Alright. That is nice. Okay. Alright, let me put a mask on. The mistake I made when I did this for my first tank was that I didn't put enough silicone down, and so the dirt didn't stick very well. So we're gonna not make that mistake this time. I'm gonna work in sections and make sure I have enough silicone down. Oh, I need gloves. That's the other thing I need. I'm not sure if it would be better to start down here, the harder part, when I'm not tired. I might do that. But I'm like already sweating in this mask. How do we wear masks? Like, I mean, obviously this is a little bit stronger than like a COVID mask, but how did we do that for like years? I just remember when, because I was in college when COVID happened, and I remember like when we were allowed to not wear masks in class, and so like everybody came to class without a mask, and everyone got ugly. Like people had these chins I'd never seen before, and I was like, oh my god, is that what you look like? All right, I'm gonna close. No, I'm not. Okay, this is so hard to get to. I'm gonna be honest. Get my stuff, and I guess we'll just try to start. Do you think? Do we think I'm doing this right? Nothing's happening. You think it's locked? Hello? Is it dried in there? Harvey, can you help me for a second? Can you tell me? I don't.
What are we doing here?
Nothing coming out. Is it dry in there? Look through the hole. It looks like it's like.
You might have to poke it.
The directions didn't say that.
Really?
I don't think so. I'm just gonna go for it.
I've only ever used one of those when they're open already.
Okay, y'all, you do have to poke it. Is what Google says. But there is a. I was wondering what this was for. I think it's to go in there and poke a hole in the sealed. Ooh, but yeah, I can smell it now. Isn't this fun? We're all learning together. And then. Oh, all right. Hole has been punctured. Should we do more than one? All right. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. All right, let me put the mask back on because yeah, I can smell her now. Okay, so this is gonna take forever. This thing is really hard to press. One tip I do have for you guys: when you're making your background out of spray foam, if that's what you choose, try to be a little bit more uniform with the shapes when you're cutting it, because it is really hard to get every like nook and cranny. The silicone, you know what I'm saying? I'm really glad I have this mask because I think I would have passed out. I'm just kidding, it's not that bad, but it ain't pleasant for sure. You can smell it up there?
Yeah.
Should I move it outside?
Yeah, maybe. It's real bad.
Alright. I need your help though. It says in a well ventilated room.
Not necessarily well ventilated.
I had the door open.
Oh, it's terrible. Hurting my throat.
A few moments later.
Alright, we're back now. I think we're getting to the end of this bottle. Fuck. I really underestimated how much stuff I would need. Okay, I think I need to go buy more silicone now. God damn it. Okay, so this is what my hair looks like. Oh no. Oh. Alright, I'm back. I've got 2 more bottles of. Ellie Grace, stop eating that dirt. Get out of here. Ugh, my dog likes to eat dirt. She's weird. She's a freak. She's a freak. She's a freak. All right. All right. I've got a mechanical pencil. See if that works. Aha, it does work. Okay. I'm gonna keep it in there while the silicone is there to make sure it doesn't close up the hole in the silicone. Okay, let's spread this around. Also, I think it's technically too cold to work with this. Like the temperature says it should be between like, I don't know, not this cold. So if it doesn't cure right, that's gonna be an issue. But you know what? I don't have a garage. Like I'm doing the best. I'm doing the best I can. Alright, let me see. Okay, we got like one more section. Let me get some fresh gloves, and I'm also gonna look up and see, or let me look at the bottle. It probably says how to get it off. Alright, y'all. Make sure this is connected. Okay, so I have this for paintbrushes. We're gonna see if it gets this off. I'm gonna put a mask on in case I create a chemical reaction. I'm just gonna put it on like a paper towel and see if it gets it off. Yeah, I think this mic is dead and it keeps disconnecting, so I'm just gonna unplug it and we'll go from there. Alright, so you can't hear me well, sound is worse. Okay, let's do this. Time for a new book. So if anybody at home is doing this, I feel like every video I watched, they did not tell you how much silicone you might need. Or maybe they just had smaller inks than me. I don't know, bruh. Hello? Anybody in there? Maybe it's because it's got cold. Oh boy. This one's hard to squeeze. What the hell? This one's so hard. Oh, I think it got cold out here. I should have had it inside. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna say that's enough. And call it there. Drop off, come on. Okay. Go. Oh, my hands are like hurting. I think this is good for now. I will be back tomorrow and this is cured, and I'll show you what happens when I turn it right side up. Alright, it's the next day, but we're gonna lift this up and get off the excess cocoa fiber from the background. What do you think? Is that like an 8 freak? Can you see that? Probably not. Oh, okay, the doors are opening. Also, I did indeed bring this inside last night to cure because it was very cold last night, and I read online that silicone doesn't cure well when it's cold. I don't really know. Should I just like brush like the excess off? Okay, I think that's good enough for now. And like if more falls off like naturally, like from him climbing on it, like that's fine. I might try to pick it up with my hands and then get
what I can't was the vacuum. Also, it still smells real strong in here. So, you know, even if we get it all set up, it's not like I can put the shoot in here today. Because you have to, I think you're supposed to wait till you can't smell it at all. Because that means it's not going to be toxic to them. Okay. And I'll just vacuum the rest of that out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get boyfriend to help me move this upstairs before we put the substrate in, because it's just going to make it even more heavy.
Alright. So, first things first for the substrate, using these hydro balls. I have 2 bags of the 2.5 pounds. Hope that's enough, but I need to rinse them off. So we're gonna go do that. Alright, they're all rinsed, or the one bag is. I'm gonna go pour it into the terrarium. Second bag. Voila. Okay, so next we have this window screen that I need to cut into the size of the bottom of the terrarium so that the soil substrate doesn't get into the bowls. So the tank is 24, I have a ruler, 24 by 18. All right, now we cut. There we go. Now let's go put it in. Perfect. Next for the bedding, I have 24 quarts. Hope to God that's enough. Anyways, it says to prep, you need to mix it all and then add water to it and mix it together until it sticks together when squeezed, but no water runs out. It says dechlorinated or RO water. Okay, Google says Brita filters remove chlorine and stuff, so I'm gonna run a bunch through here mixed with the soil. I hope that works. Got a bin, got some filtered water. It is time. I'm gonna put gloves on too. Also, yes, I'm wearing pajamas. I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna put some gloves on to mix them up straight because I don't want stuff over my hands to get all under my nails. So we got one 10-quart bag. I feel like I might should have just gotten 3 10-quart bags, but you know, it is what it is. Second 10-quart bag. A second bio bedding bag has hit the terrarium. Okay. And then a 4-quart bag. Uh-oh. She dusty. I mean, that's a lot. I have a hard time believing that this isn't gonna, that this isn't enough. Oh, I should put on a mask. Oh, shit. Looky goggles, too. I don't want to get in my eyes. I'm sensitive, you guys. Just gonna give it a good mix. Holy shit. Oh my god, my body. We're gonna pour in some water. I don't really know how much, so we're just gonna put some in and then mix it around and see what happens. And then I have the booster. Maybe I should just like mix this in now. Also, if you're wondering what this is a mixture of, it's if you want to make this, if anyone wants to make this at home, it's here. It says cocoa fiber, orchid bark, sphagnum moss, calcined clay, charcoal, peat moss, mycorrhizal powder, natural trace elements and minerals, sulfur powder. I feel like that might have this in it. Wait, I definitely did not need this. Hello? Mycorrhizal powder, kelp powder, natural trace elements and minerals. Okay, yeah, so it literally has it already in there. Okay. It told me to buy that with it though. They're just trying to make a buck, aren't we all? Alright, got more wood. I'm gonna go start cleaning off the plants. Alright, y'all. Time for the substrate. Also, that is a rocking horse that my granddad made. All the grandkids have one. And mine is right there. Okay, gloves are on. Mask off. I think the best way to do this, I'm just gonna use a cup to get started. I would use my hands, but I just don't want to risk spilling too much. Alright, I'm gonna put in the springtails and isopods and cover them with some leaf litter and then put some more dirt around them. I'm probably just gonna put the plant back there. I can go ahead and do this is a what was it called? Palm something. I'll insert it. We'll just get it in right there. I'm gonna put more dirt around it, don't worry. It's just a nice tall guy. Alright, we're gonna go with the springtails. I got the 8-ounce. I'm just gonna sprinkle them right here and then kind of spread and cover leaf litter. And then we're gonna do the ice pods as well. We're gonna put them back here. Also gonna do leaf litter for them. And then, okay. I have another plant that I'm gonna put. I think let's go for. This is a Diogenes. I'm gonna put it like over here. Yeah, that feels good. And I've also got creeping fig, which I think I'm gonna put in there, in here. There's some wet sphagnum moss. I don't know. Maybe I'll put a little bit of soil in there. And then it can creep out, you know what I'm saying? But here for now. We can just do that. I think that's I don't know, that might be stupid and it might die, but it's okay. I've got a plant that's in his terrarium right now that's gonna go there, but I'm not gonna put it in there now. Then I have one more plant to go in here that I need to go get. So BRB. Okay, so I'm back. I've got my plant to mix with what I've got already. Okay, it's kind of a crumbly mess. To put it, let's see. This isn't going well. Can you even see that? Probably not. So I did this wrong. I think I put too much soil in there. We're gonna pull some out. Okay, that's right. Alright, now we go in with this. But yeah, this is my pothos girly that I've had for a while, and it hasn't been really like thriving in other areas, so I figured I'd put it here. Okay. Then we've got sphagnum moss that I've put in water. It's been absorbing. And we're gonna fix them up, squeeze it out because we don't want it like dripping water. Okay. And then with this, I think we're gonna put some over here to support this plant. And then we're just kind of gonna put this like all around. You know what I'm saying? Maybe put some on top of that one too. Now we're gonna do some more peat moss around the bottom, just kind of as some additional. It's good for humidity. Oh, I'm so excited! Oh my god, he's gonna love it. I think eventually I might put another plant right here. But for now, I feel like this is good. And then I've got another hideaway. So just stick it right in the middle so there's something here because I feel like this is kind of like bare without anything in it. Okay. And then his food and water are gonna go over here because that's where I have them in, like that's the location that I have them in his current terrarium and I don't want him to get confused. Let's do some more leaf litter on the ground, just for some different textures. You can hide under it if you want. You know. These big leaves are also good for like holding water. Okay, and then we have, don't forget, I have the bend branch. So let's figure out where we're gonna put this so he can climb everywhere. I need something that like stick. I think there's like hooks up here, or like I need something to go on the wall. I feel maybe I should have got a thicker one. I don't know. He's got small little hands. I also have a coconut hideaway in his thing that I might find some way to hang maybe back in the top corner. We'll see. Okay, bend branch. So around here, I'll show you what the plan will look like in there. Just for like a final look. If you can see it. This is the final thing. I'm very excited. I think obviously I'll add stuff as time goes on. I think I'm gonna give it a good spritz down, and then when I move him in there, I might put his coconut up there, but he likes to hide under it, so not in it, under it, because he's a freak. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Yay, I'm so excited. Okay, I'll show you guys when I eventually put him in there, but that will not be today. I want to let the roots get a good grip and let the springtails and others get nice and colonized in there.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I said I was gonna insert of him in his new tank, but I haven't put him in it yet because I think I need to get more springtails because there's been some mold growing as it's been settling. Honestly, it looks better now, so maybe it just needed to like air out and dry up a little bit, but I still will probably get more springtails because it's a lot of dirt and I don't know, so yeah. But I will post maybe a short or something of when I put him in and just kind of give like an update of how he liked it and stuff. You know that plane? That's what it's like living like 2 miles from an airport. Hope you enjoyed my gecko. I enjoy him. I love him so much. And that's all I have to say. Bye.